Okay, welcome everyone to another Volley Rally. I'm pinch hitting today for Jake and very excited today to have a special guest. We're doing the Meet the Staff folks today. I've got one of our technical founders, Sam Davis. How you doing, Sam?
Doing good. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Yeah, if you're wondering about the Scott part, it feels weird every time he says it. Sam is actually my oldest son and one of my, like I said, one of my two technical co-founders. Sam, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself? Okay.
Yeah, my wife and I live in Fort Myers. We have a 18-month daughter. Uh, Live in Fort Myers like a lot of the Volley crew. Been here since 2011 with a couple of stops in between, but for the most part since 2011. Um, yeah.
So when it all started in late 2017, um, Sam did most of the user screens and all that stuff, all the things that you guys use every day. If I say Peter is done a lot of the data matcher stuff, Sam, what would you say that your contribution to Volley up until this point, definitely at the start when we had no developers to now we've got 12 or 13. But from starting until this point, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, really at the start, and Peter always, kind of jokes that he doesn't like to do front end. So, really until we started acquiring lots of new team members on the team, I primarily did all the screens that you guys use in the application. And as we've gotten more team members, we've been able to kind of get more people off, and I've been able to do more, other activities, in the back end. But I guess, at a simple level, the communication center, has gone through a lot of iterations, but that's probably the screen most people use every day that, had a pretty heavy hand in.
So, what's a typical day like for you now that you've got a team underneath you?
Yeah, so a typical day for me now, I still have some calls mixed in here or there, but for the most part, I get a good amount of heads down time. I'm usually always working on kind of a bigger task, sprinkled in with some little tasks. In addition to that, I constantly am managing production, making sure that the application is running fast and efficiently so that everyone has a good day inside of Volley. And throughout the day, I'll also meet with our developers and make sure that everyone's doing okay and that, see if anyone has any questions or needs any help. And otherwise, just try and get some head down time and work on kind of some of these railroad type tasks so that we can continue to build some awesome functionality for you guys.
Wanted to just kind of give you guys a little peek behind the curtain here of what we've got going on. Sam, what types of stuff are you working on right now?
Yeah, so we've got
At a big level.
lots of things in development right now that I think you guys will all be pretty excited about. We've got Agent QI in progress. Um, we've got a brand new IVR, some enhancements to some of the existing screens that you guys use every single day, like the campaign attempt management screen, some new settings to the agent visibility screen, the live dashboards getting a calls tab with barge and listen and coaching functionality. Also been working on some backend related things and the customer matcher space, specifically with some enhancements to our matching algorithm and some kind of subtasks that come along with that. We've also got some other integrations in play. We of course just launched our Stella integration, but we also have Tekion coming soon, um, one DMS, and a couple other things as well. So we've got a lot of things on the hopper for you guys that we're very excited to show. Also to mention, there's some new reporting that's going to be coming out very soon, um, as well as kind of what we're calling the reporting builder, the report builder. These will
Um,
be
yeah, one of the things that is interesting is you pretty much no code passes through Volley without you approving it. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, so I'm kind of the final lever to get code into kind of our next stage of our environment. So we have got kind of a, and we've changed these processes over time. Um, as we've gotten bigger, as we've evolved a little bit, we've improved our processes. One of these processes was some changes to how we manage our pull requests, or basically when developers write new code that's got new functionality or have bug fixes or whatever it may be. It gets opened into what's called a pull request, and those pull requests go up for review. And right now, our process has we call it a three-step review process, and it goes to different members on the team so that different eyes and hands can get on it. Valuable feedback can be given to the developer that did it. And they can work and make any changes necessary. And then finally, it comes to me. Every single week, we meet as a team, review the code together one final time, and go ahead and merge it. So.
Um, One of the things that people probably don't think about, I never do with software, but just at a high level, Volley is a front end, a back end, a database, many other components. You want to kind of talk about that high level?
Yeah, so we've been asked by people, lots of people before, whether it's at NATA or whether it's on sales demos or even by existing customers, what's our stack? Our stack is very modern. It's a Golang backend with a Vue.js front end, sitting on a Postgres database, all hosted in Amazon AWS, and we work hard to maintain current version parity and make sure that we're up to date on all of the necessary security requirements and things that you constantly have to work through in today's changing world. We are SOC 2 compliant, and that's another thing that we work on every single week to remain compliant, and because we take that stuff very seriously. So.
Um, so a lot of developers, it's pretty common for them to either do the front end or the back end. We haven't maybe had people specialized enough, but some people are better at some than others, right?
Yeah, I mean, we, we, I guess with the exception of Peter, like I said, who doesn't really like to work on front end, and he'll openly joke about that, though he will if he needs to. It's just kind of a joke that the developers always tease him about, but yeah, everyone in Volleys full stack engineer. A lot of people, a lot of the new team members that we've hired in the last year, they've not had front end experience, and we help them and help train them and help them learn and grow. And everyone in Volley works in all phases of the application, and it's really nice to have a team that you can really just give anyone any task and kind of let them put their heads down and work through it. So.
So we plan things out 1 quarter ahead, 2 quarters ahead, a year ahead. What kind of goes into the process of going from idea to end product?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into the process. It's something that, takes a lot of planning and thought. And even when you plan it out and kind of, map it out, things still sometimes change. I mean, you get deep into something and realize it could be more complicated or than you expect, or it could be easier than you expect. And not only that, there's other things that come in day to day that kind of throw off the timelines a little bit, such as, bugs and tickets. And also, other things that come up like scalability, things that, we don't know about at the time of planning that we realize we need to prioritize to make sure that you guys always have a great experience in Volley. And, so a lot of thought gets put into it. We plan every single quarter. And then on top of that, we meet at the end of every single month, re-outline the whole month. And in more than that, we also meet 1 to 2 times a week to go over the list, just at a high executive level, not even counting the developer level, whom we meet with every single week as well to make sure that we're all on the right track. So it's a big machine, and it's not perfect, but we're trying to optimize and improve it every single day. And certainly there's lots of really exciting things that are going to be coming out this year that we're very excited about. So
Um, we're getting better at discipline with our development. Things do change. We do develop based on what our customers want us to develop. So sometimes the priority does change. One thing that's a lot different from 2017, we might have been at the end of 2018 and compared to now, we might be from a data standpoint 1,000 times bigger. Would that be a guess? It really impacts the amount of big things you can work on at one time, right?
yeah, I mean, we're definitely past the point of, easy tasks in a sense. I mean, for example, back in the day, if we wanted to, let's just say, make a change to our vehicle structure, based on feedback that you guys give us, or that, something that we see in the logs or whatever it may be, we might have been able to kind of fix it in place, or even add the new feature in place. But nowadays, because of the scale of our data and how many millions of records there are, in a lot of cases billions, we have to be a little bit more strategic with how we go about implementing these changes, and that's something that we consider all the time. So we're constantly trying to make sure that we're on top of our game as far as database engines go, and making sure that we're utilizing the tools the best we can so that we can continue to scale and perform at a high level. So, there's definitely a lot of thought and process that goes into play, as before the code even gets out into production, before you guys even see it. So
Yeah. Just without going making us blind with numbers, why don't we just toss out one off the top of your head? I mean, at our peak times, how much is happening every second in Volley?
many millions of requests a minute. So I mean, and down to the second, it's in the millions, as well. So we and not only that, we also process an extremely high amount of what we call real time events. Events that basically that the user isn't necessarily getting that data from the server. The server is pushing it across all the users through WebSockets. So those events allow us to push inbound calls, text messages, emails, you know, agent status changes, et cetera, et cetera. Those allow us to push it to everyone so that they can all see those changes in real time. So there's just a lot of traffic that's going through the application during the peak hours, and even overnight, there's still traffic that comes in. We're always receiving, emails, email events, messages, things like that. And even phone calls. We get after hours calls that we handle based on your guys's configurations, and we're constantly processing that. So that's why we've got a plan in place for how we make sure that the app is always functioning to the ability that you guys need it to be. And there's a lot of thought that goes into play for getting new code out and making changes, and making sure that you guys don't ever feel any slowness or anything like that. So
I hope everyone liked. I just wanted to give a little introduce Sam and give a little bit peek around the corner or behind the curtain, I guess, whatever the metaphor is. I kind of combined a couple there. One last question. What do you love most about Volley?
Oh, the culture and the people we get to work with, for sure. So, we started out with just Scott, Peter, and I, and from there we've grown into a really big group of people, both internally and externally. We really love being a part of all of your guys's call centers and BDCs and dealerships, and that's something that we don't take lightly. We want you guys to have a great experience in the app, and for us to be beneficial in that sense. And internally, it's an amazing group of people. There's not only a lot of personally family members in a sense, but also a lot of people that are that maybe we didn't know, that because we're getting big enough now that we're running out of family members. But everyone's just great. We live by our mission statement and our core values, and everyone on the team exemplifies those to the T. So Coming to work is really fun. And you know, it's hard, but it's worth doing. So it's just a great
Yeah.
place.
One of the things that's a little bit different, just kind of a change, just because we feel like it's so important that Sam and Peter get to see how you guys are using Volley. We're getting them out in the stores every quarter, at least a little bit, and it might be 2 times 1 quarter, but you get the point. Sam's coming with me to see a customer tomorrow, and we really do look at how you're using it. We want it to be a great experience. I think it's pretty likely that you guys will see Sam on the next Volley session that we'll have in about a month. So, anything else for today, Sam?
No, just thanks for having me. You know, we live and breathe Volley. We love helping your guys' businesses and making your agents' lives much easier, and making your managers' lives much easier. And we love doing it, and we're here to stay, and we're excited about the outlook of 2024. From a dev perspective, I'm really excited to get these new features into your guys' hands, and the screens that are getting updated. We're really excited for you guys to see that, and for us to get some feedback and continue to make it great for you guys.
Great stuff. Thanks, Sam. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, Scott. Bye bye.